Okay, I like it. Starting to see all these faces pop on.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I also like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. So I was a Spanga instructor. I don't know if you guys have that where you are, but it's super fun. It's a 1 hour workout, and I basically would teach 20 minutes of intense cycling. So it's kind of like a HIIT workout on the bike. And then we transition to 20 minutes of a HIIT workout with weights. So a lot of strength training. And then we, of course, ended with 20 minutes of yoga, which was my very favorite. So it was a great way to just get a workout in. And I miss teaching there, but everything's been a little crazy with all of the rules. We
Mm-hmm.
just have people in there. So I'm just sticking to yoga for right now.
Um, I've heard of Spanga. They have one in my hometown, in Ann Arbor, but I haven't been to it. But I should check it out.
Yeah, you ladies should check it out. I mean, especially if you guys are all over the United States logging in from your home, like Spanga is super fun. But I'll also really encourage you guys just to keep jumping online with me if you can. If you're in lockdown for the next 2 weeks, that's really why I sent that code out, because it's just moving your body and creating some mental space. I know you guys are stressed out with not being able to hang out with people and just managing all the responsibilities that you have. So it's awesome that you guys set aside just an hour of your time to take care of yourselves. And we're going to hopefully do that tonight. So I will let you guys tell me when we start. I have about 2 minutes on my clock before the official time. And then you guys will run the show. Oh my God, so many faces.
One thing I would just say for everybody joining in before I pass it over to Grace, if you could put your name in the chat for attendance, that would be awesome. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. We're so excited. I can't wait. But yeah, Grace, I'll let you kind of grab this.
Yeah. So our yoga instructor is named Laura, and she lives in Colorado, and she's been running different yoga classes for other charge chapters. Like she was just telling us that last week she did one with UC Boulder Charge. And we are so grateful that she's donating her time to spend with us this Thursday, doing yoga and just letting go of the stress of the week. And if you guys haven't seen my message in the GroupMe yet, I'll post it in the Facebook group later tonight too. She has given us a code that we can use on her website. The code is just MSU Charge. And that will give you access to sign up for more of her virtual yoga classes. And it's active for 2 weeks until October 22nd. So I encourage you guys to check that out. It's going to be a great night, and I'm glad that you guys all came out for yoga with us.
Oh my gosh, my screen just keeps popping full of people. Do you guys want to get started right on time or give it a few minutes to let people sign in?
We can get started, and then girls might just keep popping in as we go.
Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. Well, just a quick intro. Thank you again to all of you for letting me join you tonight. My name is Laura, and I'm here in Denver, Colorado. So I am so personally excited about your chapter and everything that you guys are doing. I was an athlete in college, and then when I entered the quote, real scary adult world, I was completely shocked and mortified by how many people forget to take care of themselves. They get completely inundated with what they're doing. And guess what? It really doesn't work. A few years down the line, they're all stressed out. Their bodies are falling apart and they really can't give it 110%. And the people who I really see exceeding out there in their professional lives are the people who take care of themselves. So big shout out to all of you guys for just signing on tonight, showing up. I swear to you, that is 90% of the battle. Just committing to the process. So tonight we are just going to give a little gratitude to our ladies around the country who are joining us here. I know you might feel alone. I know you might feel like, this sucks, we're virtual, but just take a look at your screen right now. Holy smokes, this is the biggest workout I've ever led online. So I'm so excited, and we will go ahead and get started right now. And then if people pop on, they will join us. So I have my laptop computer here with me. So if you see me taking a look, I'm just checking to make sure that you guys understand my cues, and also because it's fun for me to see what's going on. We're going to begin in a comfortable seated posture, and comfortable is going to mean different things for each of us. It might be a cross-legged seated posture. It could be your legs extended out in front of you. Heck, you might even begin laying down on your mat. What I want you to think about is just completely relaxing the body. And then once you arrive to whatever posture feels comfortable for you, either close your eyes down completely, or just send your gaze to the top edge of your mat or a spot in front of you that's not moving. We'll call this your drishti point. And begin to invite your thoughts to quiet down. If you've had a busy day, let everything that's happened before slowly melt away. If you're under the pressure of any deadlines, lots of responsibilities, set those things to the side of your mat and know they'll be there for you later. And just focus on your breath in and out. And notice as you begin to bring your awareness to your breath that it naturally begins to deepen and lengthen. All together, we'll take just 3 more breaths here. Inhaling through your nose. Seal your lips closed and exhale out of your nose. Again, deep, long breath in. Exhale completely. Final breath. Inhale. And exhale. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them up. And then we will make our way down to our mats. We'll come into a resting position. Shoulder blades will press into the earth. Knees will point high towards the sky. When you arrive, your hands will rest next to your hips. Go ahead, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and hug in towards your chest. It's a reclining figure 4 posture, and we're just beginning to work into the hips. We'll be here for 3 full breaths. Do your best to keep working both shoulder blades back down towards the earth. And we have just 1 more breath in and out. Slowly release the bind, return both of your feet back down towards the mat, and then inhale, switch, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh or wrap your hands around your right shin for a little bit more intensity, and then hug that thigh in towards your chest. Really focus on the deep, long, slow breaths in and out. Last breath here. Slowly release the bind, bring both feet back down towards the earth, and then let your hands rest next to your hips, palms facing down. Gently float the knees up so there's about a 90-degree bend, feet are off the mat, and then we're going to move with our breath. Pause as you inhale. As you exhale, just slowly tap your right toes down towards the mat, engaging the abdominals. Nice job, ladies. Inhale, float that right knee back up. Exhale, tap the left toes down. Perfect, with your breath. Inhale, floating high through center. Exhale, right toes tap down. Inhale through center. Exhale, left toes tap down. 1 more time on each side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we meet at center, press the lower abdominals in towards the spine, and then as we exhale, we're gonna drop both of the toes down towards the mat. Keep pressing the low back into the earth. Inhale, floating the knees tall. Exhale, tap both toes down. Final time. Inhale, floating the knees tall. Exhale to tap down. This time, inhale, squeeze the knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your shins, and gently begin to rock and roll forward and backwards along the length of your spine until you rock all the way to your sit bones. We're gonna fire that core up. We're gonna meet in Navasana or boat pose. Option 1, soles of the feet press into the earth, hands come behind the thighs to offer some support. Feel the shoulder blades hug together. Option 2, extend the fingertips out in front of you. This requires a little bit more core strength. Option 3, go ahead, float those toes off the mat and keep a nice strong V shape in the body. Now notice what's happened to your breath. Make sure the inhales and exhales are flowing freely. We're here for 3. Nice job, ladies, really working on that core. Last breath here. As you exhale, cross your right ankle over your left and then simply rock over onto your shins, coming into a tabletop position. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Shoulders stacking over wrists, hips stacking over knees. As you inhale, let the belly button drop, lift your gaze towards your ceiling. As you exhale, round through the tops of the shoulders, hug your belly button in. Again, inhale to lengthen, lifting the gaze. Exhale, press into the earth. Feel the shoulder blades slide apart. Final time, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, press the earth away and round. Meeting in a neutral spine position, bring awareness into your left palm, really press it in towards your mat. And then inhale, extend your right fingertips high towards the sky. Think dynamic movement. As you exhale, reach underneath your body towards the opposite edge of your mat. We keep moving. Inhale, float your right fingertips high. Nice job, ladies, looks good. Exhale, reach underneath. Strong core engagement. Inhale, last time, find length. Exhale, this time thread the needle. Right ear, right cheek comes down towards the mat as you reach the right fingertips through. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, walk the left fingertips towards the top edge of your mat. Option 3, float your left fingertips high, wrap it around your spine, reach for your right thigh. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Hold for the breath out. If you took the bind, gently release, bring that left palm back towards your face. And together we inhale, extend the right fingertips high. Exhale, neutral spine position. Pause here, spread your right palm open nice and wide. And then inhale, extend the left fingertips tall. We'll take it on the other side. Exhale, really engage the obliques, reach through. Inhale to lengthen. With your breath, exhale, we move. Final time, inhale, reach. Exhale, thread the needle. Land your left ear and left cheek down towards the mat. Option to walk your right fingertips high or take the bind if that felt good on the opposite side. Together, ladies, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let something go. If you have the bind, slowly bring your right palm back down next to your face. And together we'll inhale, extend the left fingertips high. Exhale, release, tabletop position. Go ahead, open your knees towards the long edge of your mat. Your big toes will touch behind you. Shift your hips back, extended child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward. Forehead comes to rest down on towards the mat. Take a deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. Know that this posture is always available to you throughout the practice, and it's a good cue for me so I know to increase or decrease intensity. As you inhale, bring some awareness into your fingertips, lift the gaze towards the top of your mat. As you exhale, walk the fingertips over towards the right corner edge of your mat, finding just a little bit of length through your left side body. It's a lateral stretch. Deep breath in, feel the rib cage expand. Exhale. Inhale, walking the hands gently back through center. Exhale, take it to the opposite edge of your mat. Reach for the left corner edge of your mat. Root your right hip back down. Take a deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, slowly walking back through center. Exhale, shift forward and then curl the toes, hips high, downward facing dog. Slowly begin to pedal your feet out, soft bend in the right knee and then the left. Inviting any movement that feels natural for you. Take a couple breaths to explore. And then when you're ready, settle into your alignment. Feel both of the heels work towards the mat. Spread the palms open nice and wide. Send the gaze to the top of your mat. Slowly begin to walk your feet forward. We'll come to a forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe slide the hands to your shins. Hug the lower abdominals in. And then exhale, forward fold. Put a deep bend in your knees. Slowly round through your spine. Make your way all the way to a standing posture. We'll meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. Turn your palms open. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, put a smile on your face. Check out that screen. Go ahead, wave. Say hello to everybody. So excited you're here. Shake it around. And then let's move. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold, reach towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank. Hold here, ladies. We're gonna fire that core up. Your knees are available for support, but if they're off the mat, press your heels energetically to the wall behind you. Extend the crown of your head forward. Keep hugging your belly button in. Take one more breath here. Exhale, send your hips high and back, downward facing dog. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, child's pose. We have 3 breaths. Slow the mind down. Resist the urge to rush or hurry. Last breath here. And if you're not in downward facing dog, slowly make your way back. Gaze to the top of your mat. Inhale, walk, step, or float forward. Find that halfway lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Everything hanging heavy towards the earth. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, hands release through heart center, Samasthiti. All right, ladies, that's what I call my mild version of a sun salutation. So you have the option to take it there. We're gonna turn the heat up, take it to a medium. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, high plank. Option 1, hold here. Option 2, we take the spice up, shift forward, shoulders come in front of your wrist crease. Exhale, with control, lower all the way down to your mat. Tops of the feet release, pressing into the earth. Inhale, lift your heart high, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Exhale to release all the way down. Curl the toes behind you. Inhale, press up, high plank, arm strength, yes. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Option 1, hold here. Option 2, child's pose. Make sure you're breathing. We're here for 3. Relax the shoulders. Last breath in. If you're not in downward facing dog, make your way there. Send the gaze to the top of your mat. Inhale, walk, step, or float forward. Find length in your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands high over your head. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Releasing the hands next to your hips. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Let's crank the heat up a little bit more. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. Option 1, hold here. Otherwise, inhale, shift forward. Come all the way onto your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of the feet pressing down, palms pressing into the earth. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Hold here. Deep breath in, full breath out. Again, inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Send the gaze to the top of your mat. Inhale, walk, step, or float forward. Find length in your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Soft bend in your knees. Inhale, sweeping your hands high over your head. Exhale, hands meet at heart center, Samasthiti. Release your hands next to your hips. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bring your big toes to touch. Create some space in between your heels. Bend your knees, sink your hips low. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Ladies, let me cue you in. If you've ever heard this called chair, it's not. It doesn't feel like you're sitting in a chair. Sink just a little bit lower. You're working with your body weight. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Yogi's choice, option to hold in high plank. Option to shift forward, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. Stay with me, we're gonna move quick. Inhale, extend your right heel high towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, land your right knee on the outside of your right wrist, setting up for pigeon pose. Extend your left toes behind you. Inhale to create length in your spine. Exhale, we're just here for a moment. Bend your elbows, chest comes down towards the floor. Nice job, ladies. Inhale, press nice and tall, lift. Curl the toes behind you, pick up the back knee. Inhale, extend your right foot high towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, extend your left foot high towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, land your left knee on the outside of your left wrist, pigeon pose, right toes behind. Really take an inhaling breath to lengthen. Exhale, lower down towards your mat. Keep moving. Inhale, pressing up, tall pigeon. Exhale, curl the toes behind you, pick up the back knee. Inhale, extend your left foot high, three-legged dog. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Pause here, take a breath in. Hold for the exhale. Gaze to the top of your mat. Inhale, walk, step, or float forward. Find length in your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale, sink the hips low. Sweep the hands tall. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Exhale, stand tall, Samasthiti. Release your hands next to your hips. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Keep cranking that heat up. Inhale, sink the hips low. Sweep the palms high. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Option one, high plank, we hold. Option two, shift forward onto your tippy toes, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We keep adding on, stay with me. Inhale, extend your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, land your right knee on the outside of your right wrist, pigeon pose. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bend the elbows, tap the chest down. Inhale, press up, tall pigeon. Exhale, curl the toe behind you, pick up the back knee. Inhale, extend that right heel high, three-legged dog. Stay with me. Exhale, right knee comes across the body, taps your left tricep. Hold. Extend your right foot towards the left edge of your mat. Float your left fingertips high, fallen triangle. Option one, hold right here. Option two, challenge yourself. Float that right foot off the mat. Lift it high, high, high. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release the left palm down. Inhale, extend your right foot high, three-legged dog. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Pause here, take a breath in. Hold for the exhale. Left side. Inhale, extend your left heel high. Exhale, left knee behind left wrist, pigeon pose. Inhale, tall pigeon, long spine. Exhale, bend through the elbows, chest comes down. Inhale, pressing up, tall pigeon. Exhale, curl the toes, pick up the back knee. Inhale, extend that left heel high, here it is. Exhale, left knee to right tricep, hold. Extend your left foot towards the right edge of your mat. Floating your right fingertips high, fall in triangle. Option 1, hold. Let me see it, ladies. Lift it. Lift that bottom foot. Challenge yourself. One more breath in. Exhale, top hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, extend your left foot high, three-legged dog. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, child's pose. We have 3 breaths. 2. Last breath in. If we're not there already, making our way back to downward facing dog. Sending our gaze to the top of the mat. Inhale, walk, step, or float forward. Find length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Deep bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the hands high over your head. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Sink it lower than you want to. There it is. Exhale, rise tall, Samasthiti. Release the hands next to your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, ladies, remember, everything is optional. Make sure to take care of your bodies. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift. Take a peek at your screen. Option, plant the hands, crow pose. We're gonna bend the elbows, knees come on top, float the heels high. Option to step back to high plank or downward facing dog, or what the heck, shoot it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a couple moments, play with it, explore. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Last breath there, making our way back to downward facing dog. I like it, I see some of you trying. Let's move. Inhale, extend your right heel high towards the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Cue change. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hip, and open up. Find a soft twist in the spine. Really work that right heel towards your glute. Inhale, lengthen through center, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Release your back shin to the mat for support. We keep moving. As you inhale, shine your collarbones, lift your gaze. Exhale, half splits. Travel towards the back edge of your mat. Right toes high. 2 more times. Inhale, shift forward, low lunge. There it is. Exhale, take it back, half splits. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, half splits. Hold here. Let the breath settle. So focus on a few things that are going to deepen this stretch. Bring awareness into your right hip. See if you can hug it back just a little bit, and then send your left hip forward. Really work to draw your right toes back towards your shin. And then if you have a rounding through your spine, readjust, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, chest moves towards the tops of your feet. Yeah, there it is. 3. Keep breathing. Last breath here. Inhale, shift forward. We're gonna bend into that front knee. Curl the toes behind you, pick the back foot up. Really find a strong foundation in your front foot. Walk your fingertips forward just a few inches, and then inhale, launch forward, supported warrior 3. Keep the fingertips connected to the earth just for a moment. Point the toes down, square the hips. Big transition here. You're gonna inhale, sweep that back knee through, tree pose. Left foot comes on the inside of the right thigh. Option 1, hands to heart center. Option 2, reach the fingers high over your head, grow nice and tall. Option 3, maybe just tip over a little bit. Tipping over to the left. 3, and if you fall out, just come back. Last breath in. Inhale, slowly come back through center. Exhale, release, stand tall, shake it out. Heel toe your feet slightly wider than hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, bend down, Mahalasana Yogi Squat. So if you work out a lot, you might have some tight hips from lifting weights, deadlifts, anything like that. If that's the case, just bring your fingers a little bit in front of you, offer some support so that you're not in any type of pain. If your hips are more open, bring your hands to heart center. Use your elbows to press the inner thighs open, and then breathe. 3. Slow it down. Last breath here. Now, yogis, you have that same choice again. Option 1, just plant your hands and then step the feet back, downward facing dog. Option 2, plant your hands, lift your hips high. You're gonna heel toe your feet so that the hips square, and then bend the elbows. We're working into that crow pose, shift forward. Challenge yourself, float the toes off the mat, and then maybe you step back or maybe you jump back. Nice job, you guys. We'll all meet in downward facing dog, and we'll take it on the left side. Deep breath in, full breath out. Inhale, lift your left heel high towards the ceiling, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hip, and open up. Inhale, lengthen through center, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Release that back shin down to the mat for support. Remember, dynamic movement. Inhale, we're gonna lengthen through the chest, lift the gaze, nice job. Exhale, travel backwards, half splits. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, take it back. Last time, inhale, bending into that left knee. Exhale, take it back, hold. Work your left hip towards the back of the mat, hug the right hip forward. Inhale, lengthen, fingertips are great for support here. Exhale, really imagine a string that's attached to your chest and it's pulling right towards the top of your foot. Now breathe. 3. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly shift forward, low lunge. Curl the toe behind you, pick up the back knee. Walk the fingertips a few inches forward, and then inhale, launch off that back foot, supported warrior 3. Fingertips to the earth. We work to keep squaring the hips down towards the mat. Toes are pointing towards the ground. See if you can grow just a little bit taller through the crown of your head. Nice, ladies. One more breath here. Hold for the exhale. We have that big transition as you inhale, sweep your right knee through, and we meet in tree pose. Now that right foot can go on the inside of the calf or the inner thigh. Remember, option 1, hands to heart center. Option 2, maybe the fingertips reach high overhead, grow branches. Option 3, right hand grabs your left wrist and you tip over to the right just a little bit. 3. Keep breathing. Last breath here. Inhale, reaching high through center. Exhale to release down to your mat. Shake it out. Heel toe those feet slightly wider than hip distance. Deep breath in, reach the hands high. Exhale, sink low, Mahalasana Yogi Squat. Now, ladies, you've been here before, so you know what's coming. Make the decision that's best for you. And let me honestly tell you that just because you do something that's more advanced, it doesn't make it any better. Real wisdom is in giving yourself what you need. So option to just plant the hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Option 2 to explore that crow pose. We're gonna plant the hands, hips lift high, heel toe the feet underneath the hips, and then rock forward, play with it. So you really have to shift more forward than you think to hug the heels nice and tight. And if you're there, maybe you step back, or maybe you play with that jump back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. When we arrive together collectively, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, commit to it. Move with me. Inhale, extend your right heel high towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward. Right knee taps your right tricep. Nice. Inhale, extend it high and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee hugs in towards your nose. Hold here. Round through the shoulders just a little bit more. Challenge yourself. Hug that heel a little bit higher. And then with control, step your right foot in between your hands, low lunge. I know, a little bit of work. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink just a little bit lower than you want to. Keep breathing here. 3. Slow the mind down. Focus on the breath. Last inhale. Exhale, open your hips to the long edge of your mat, warrior 2. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, bring the hands behind your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tap your right elbow to your right thigh. Engage the obliques. Inhale, float through center. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Inhale, growing tall. Last time, exhale. Inhale, we meet back in that warrior 2. Exhale, lengthen through your front leg. Step your back foot in just a few inches. Yes. Inhale, right fingertips reach forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips, triangle pose. So you have a couple options here. Your right hand can rest on your right shin. If it's available, you can slide it down your shin and reach for that right big toe. If you slide down and reach for it, check in with your top shoulder. Make sure it doesn't tip over. We really want to make sure that shoulder stacks on top of shoulder, opening through the chest. 3, 4. Last breath here. Slowly begin to bend into your right knee. Send the gaze to the top of your mat. Your right hand's going to come to the outside of your right foot. Float your left heel off the earth, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Keep breathing here. 3. Last breath. It's okay if you fall, just come back. As you exhale, your left hand comes down to the mat. Lift your left toes a little bit higher, standing splits. 3. Slow the breath down, remain present. Final inhale. Exhale, slowly release those toes to the back of the mat, low lunge. Step your right foot back. Option 1, downward facing dog. Option 2, child's pose. Option 3, shift forward, high plank, lowering halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Hold for the exhale. And then let's meet together in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift your left heel high towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward. Tap your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, extend it high and back. Exhale, left knee hugs in towards your nose. Hold, challenge yourself. Lift yourself just a little bit higher. And then with control, step your left foot in between your hands. Inhale, sweeping your fingers high over your head, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Exhale, sink low. Imagine that you're scissoring your inner thighs together, that left hip hug back, right hip shifts forward. Keep breathing. Last breath in. Exhale, open your hips to the long edge of your mat, warrior 2. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, hands come behind the head. Take a deep breath in to lengthen. Move with your exhale. Tap that elbow down to the tricep. Inhale to rise tall. Exhale, elbow to thigh. Inhale to lengthen. Final time, exhale. Inhale, we meet in warrior two, extending the arms. Exhale, lengthen through your front legs, step your back foot in a few inches. Inhale, reach the left fingertips forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Right fingertips are reaching high towards the ceiling. Left hand is either on your shin or you're working to slowly reach towards that left big toe. Notice what's happened to your breath. 3. Deep inhales, complete exhales. Final breath. Bend into your left knee. Plant your left hand on the outside of your left foot. Slowly launch forward, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Lots of strong yogis. Good work, ladies. Final breath here. As you exhale, top hand comes down to the mat, standing splits. Lift your back heel a little bit higher. Keep pointing the toes. Work the crown of your head down towards the earth. 3. Last breath here. Exhale, slowly release those back toes to the back of the mat. Low lunge. Step your left foot back. Remember your choices. Option 1, stay in downward facing dog. Option 2, child's pose. Option 3, shift forward, high plank. We exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes. Downward facing dog. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. From downward facing dog, send the gaze to the top of your mat. Put a deep bend in your knees and slowly hop forward. Find a half lift. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hinging at your hips, forward fold. Soft bend in your knees. Inhale, sweep your hands high over your head. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Release your hands next to your hips, find your breath. We're gonna do a bit of balancing, so I need you to commit to having fun, to being playful, and whatever happens, don't take it too seriously. Bring your awareness into your left foot. Feel your left hip or your left heel anchor into the ground and then spread your left toes open nice and wide. Slowly begin to float your right knee tall. As an option, you might pause here. This is a great place just to work on your balance and focus. Option 2, you're gonna take your right index finger and middle finger. You're gonna reach for your right big toe. Your thumb is gonna wrap around, make the connection. And then first, you're gonna focus on a nice tall spine. This might be where you pause because it's more important that your spine is straight than anything else. As a final option, maybe you extend that foot out towards the top of your mat. 3. Now, if you have the toe, slowly begin to open your leg towards the right. If you're holding on to the knees, simply open that thigh. Keep breathing here. Option to extend the left fingertips out and then send the gaze over the left shoulder. 3. You've got this. Last little bit of work. Last breath here. Exhale, slowly come back to center and then release your right foot down, shake it out. Good work, ladies. Pause, find your breath. Exhale, let it go. Then root into your right heel, spread the right toes open nice and wide. Inhale, slowly float that left knee tall. Take your time. Notice what it feels like to balance on this side. Maybe you have some difficult surfaces, could be carpet, could be grass. Option to hold here. Option 2, left fingers, reach for that left big toe. We commit to a nice tall spine and maybe we hold here. As a third option, maybe we just bend and extend a little bit, or maybe we take it all the way out. 3. Last breath here. Exhale, slowly begin to open that hip. Remember, if you have the knee, just open it up. Option to stay here or option to extend the right fingertips out. Maybe challenge yourself, send the gaze over the right fingers. 3. You've got it. If you fall, just come back. Last breath here. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Release that leg down, shake it out. Great work, ladies. Let's heel toe the feet slightly wider than hip distance. Inhale, sweep the hands high over your head. Stay with me. Exhale, slowly sink all the way down. Now we're gonna find our courage muscles. We're gonna take our hands behind us and we're gonna find our sit bones and extend our legs out in front of us. Good job. If any of you do have a folded blanket or towel or a pillow nearby, this is really helpful for seated postures. I like to just take a blanket, sit on top of it, prop up, so that my hips are just a little bit elevated above my knee joints. Keep your left leg extended out. Hug your right shin in, give yourself a nice tight squeeze, and then pick your right foot up, cross it on the outside of your left knee. Option 1, just take a gentle twist. Your left forearm will wrap around your shin. Option 2, right hand presses behind you and your left elbow is going to come on the outside of your right knee. Deep twist here. We're breathing for 3. Slow it down. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly release, come back through center. And then we're gonna really switch it up. We're gonna take the right shin and it's gonna come parallel towards the top edge of our mat. Now, depending on how tight our hips are, we're gonna wanna be super mindful. Option 1, our left shin is gonna cross in front of our right shin and we really wanna line the feet directly up with the knees. Now, if you notice that there's a lot of tension and tightness right in your hips immediately, then this is a good place for you to stay. If you're like, what else do you have for me, Laura? Then we're gonna pick this left ankle up. We're gonna cross it directly over the right knee. Now, it's super important to protect the knee joints that both of the feet stay really active and flexed. And if you have a knee like mine that's floating pretty high, if you have a block nearby, you can offer some support. If not, you can just use your hand to support and either stay nice and tall here. I'm going to stay here. But if you have the flexibility, you might consider hinging forward, working your chest towards the top of that thigh. And remember, as you make your decision, yoga never asks you to be in pain. In fact, it works to either increase your happiness or decrease your suffering. That's what this practice is. Take 3 more breaths here. Final inhale. Hold for the exhale. If you've bent over, slowly begin to work your way back to a nice tall spine. And then together we'll take our hands, place them next to our hips, slowly shift back. It's okay if you make some noise and gently release, shake it out, extend both of those legs out in front of you. We're gonna continue to work onto the right side of the body. So we'll keep the left leg extended out. Slide that right shin back in. Option 1, Janu Shirshasana. We're gonna open this thigh. Right sole of the foot is gonna press into the left inner thigh. This might be where a lot of us hang out. Option 2, please pay attention to your knee. Option 2, we pick the right foot up. We hug the right heel into the hip crease for half lotus pose, pointing the right toes back towards the hips. And if you try this and you feel any type of sensation in your knee, then this is not for you right now. So you can either be here or you can come back to that first pose where the sole of the foot is pressing into the thigh. And then inhale, reach the fingers high, whatever you choose. Exhale, we hinge forward and bow. Now, rather than thinking about down, think about forward. Your chest is moving forward towards your camera, towards that extended leg. 3. Stay with the breath in and out. Last breath here. Slowly begin to release. Make your way back to a nice tall seat. If you're in half lotus, gently release that heel. And we'll slowly hug the right shin in and then exhale to extend it long, and we'll take all of it on the left side. Slowly hug your left shin in, give yourself a nice tight squeeze, and then pick your left foot up, cross it on the outside of your right knee. Remember, option 1, that right forearm just wraps around, you give yourself a nice tight squeeze and you hold here. Option 2, left hand plants behind your back, floating the right fingertips high, hook the right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Each inhale, you look to grow a little bit taller. Imagine as if a string was pulling your head towards the ceiling. And then each exhale, you look to deepen into the twist. So maybe you begin to send your gaze over your left shoulder. Last breath here. Slowly release, begin to make your way out of the posture. And then we'll come with that left shin parallel towards the mat. First, flex your left foot nice and strong for me, and then really move through it just to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Just place the right shin directly in front of the left. The feet align with the knees. This is perfectly fine. You can stay here. You can hinge forward. As that second variation, we're going to pick the right foot up. Right ankle goes directly on top of the left knee, and the right knee is stacked on top of the left ankle. Both feet are active and flexed. We can inhale and choose to stay here if this is enough sensation for us, or we can decide to slowly hinge forward. Remember, anytime there's any sensation or any indication of pain, we back out. Otherwise, we simply resist the urge to move and we find the breath. 3. Final inhale. If you have bent over in some way, slowly bring yourself back to a nice tall seat. Together, we'll place the hands next to the hips, unwind the feet, extend them out in front of us. Give ourselves a little bit of a shake. And then we'll keep the left or the right foot extended out, hug the left shin in. Remember, option 1, we just let that thigh drop open. We press the left sole of the foot in towards the right thigh. Nothing wrong with staying here. Option 2, we're gonna float that left heel in, place it on that right hip crease, point the toe, and then notice what's happening in the knee. We can stay here if everything's good. If there's any sensation or indication of pain, then we move back out. Inhale together, we'll reach the fingers high. Exhale, hinge forward and bow. Notice your breath. 3. Looking good, ladies. Last breath here. Slowly release anything you're holding on to. Make your way to a tall seat. And our final seated stretch will be bound angle pose. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees open nice and wide. And then do me a favor. Commit to a tall spine. Feel your shoulder blades hug together and then engage your abdominals. Slowly begin to hinge forward at your hips. Your hips are the only things that are moving. And the moment you kind of meet some resistance, you'll probably notice that your shoulders start to round. When they do, that's your indication to stop. You hold there. You keep working the shoulder blades back together and you trust the process. And you find your breath. Ladies, this is one of my favorite poses because it reminds me of exactly what you are all doing right now. You're showing up. You're not forcing anything. You don't have expectations, but you know that if you keep showing up, good things are going to happen. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Last breath. Slowly make your way to a nice tall seat. Gently hug the thighs in towards each other. And then if you do have a blanket or anything on your mat, just set it to the side. We won't need it anymore. Soles of your feet will press into the earth and knees are pointing high. Extend your fingers out in front of you and then we'll slowly begin to lower all the way down to our mats. From here, hug both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze and then just gently rock left and right on that lower back. Eventually, let both of your knees rock all the way towards the right edge of your mat. Supine twist. Feel your left shoulders pressing in towards the earth and then maybe send your gaze towards your left fingertips. 5 soft, complete breaths here. Beginning to wind down. Three. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly bring the knees back to center. Maybe give yourself a nice tight squeeze to reset the spine and hips. And then exhale to let the knees rock towards the opposite edge. This time you'll really work your right shoulder blade back down towards the earth. Extend the right fingertips away from the body. Gaze over your right shoulder. If there's any thoughts floating around in your mind, just take note of them and then invite them to float away. Redirect your focus to the breath. We're here for 3. Last breath here. Inhale, slowly float both knees into center. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. And then just simply extend the legs high towards the ceiling, legs up the wall. Let the hands rest next to the hips. Draw the toes back towards the shins. Let all of the energy slowly melt over your toes, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, squeeze the knees into the chest. If there's any final movement or posture that might make your practice feel complete, maybe a little happy baby pose, reaching for those toes. It could be a gentle back bend, a short bridge pose. Feel free to explore for the next few breaths. And then eventually we'll make our way into our final resting place. We'll meet in Shavasana. Extending both feet towards the bottom edge of the mat, let the toes open towards the corner edges. Feel the shoulder blades work together underneath your body and then turn your palms open towards the sky. Close your eyelids down. Gently wiggle your jaw left and right. We'll be here for the next few minutes. I'm going to shift towards a seated posture so that I can guide you through a meditation. Just hear my words and mentally repeat after me. As I inhale, I know that I am breathing in. As I exhale, I know that I am breathing out. In, out. As I inhale, I notice that my breath is calm. As I exhale, I notice that my breath is deep. Calm, deep. As I inhale, I notice that my mind is calm. As I exhale, I notice that my body is at ease. Calm, ease. As I inhale, I know that I am in the present moment. As I exhale, I observe that the present moment is perfect. Present moment, perfect moment. Enjoy just the next 30 seconds of breath. If you have the gift of time, feel free to stay where you are. If you're ready to get on with your evening, slowly begin to bring awareness back to your body. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Point and flex your feet. Perhaps extend the hands high over your head. Point the toes in the opposite direction. Reach and pull and reach, and then exhale, let it go. Slowly hugging the knees back into center. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze. And if it feels good, rock gently left and right on that lower spine. And if it's in your practice this evening, rock all the way to either side of your mat into a supported fetal posture, head resting in the bicep. And then when you're ready, top hand will press into the earth, making your way to a comfortable seat. We'll meet with hands at heart center. Ladies, a big thank you for joining me tonight, and a big shout out for all of you taking the time to take care of yourselves. Thumbs come to third eye center, and together we say, namaste. Awesome job, ladies. I hope that you all have a great night. Feel free to get my contact information from Grace. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if I can support you in any way. Awesome job.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Everybody could make sure they take like a yoga picture and send it to Shannon or me. That would be really helpful so we can get a little collage going. But thank you so much, Laura. That was awesome.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great night.
Do you use Instagram and girls could follow you on there?
Yes, actually I do, and I would really, really appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at livewell.Laura, Laura. If you guys would give me a follow, I would appreciate it. And seriously, I hope you all practice. It was a huge group, but I feel like I want to get to know you all individually. So reach out, let me know how I can support you, and teach other people how to take care of themselves. I love what you all are doing. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.